Hey guys, today the new app for VB Arena has just been released. For those who don't know, 25th November when they release a new app, this is basically the new app that will be used for PvP battles for the Vital Bracelet. But what exactly happens to the old app? Some of those who don't know, basically this is the latest notice that have been announced on the old app. So those who are on the fence about whether to use the new app, or some of them say I prefer to use the old app, now this is your answer. It's very clear that they have said that the Digimon Vital Bracelet Lab and the Vital Bracelet characters will be closed in 2023 March. So if you're still on the fence, well, there's not much for you to consider now. You basically have to migrate, otherwise all the Digimon that you have in your Vital Bracelet Lab will just be erased. So with this information, it just means that all the Digimon that you have in your lab needs to be transferred to your new app. But how do you transfer? So this is the point of the video, and I'm going to do a demonstration. And as you can see, I have a lot of Digimon to transfer, and I'll start off with the first one. So an example will be Digimon, and I'm going to transfer Digimon over. But before you can do the transfer, you definitely need to install the new app, which is available at the same developer site where you installed your VB Lab app. So you just go to your App Store or your Google Play Store, and under the same developer you will see this app listed, and just install it. It's very straightforward. But after you install, now you have two apps on your phone. What you need to do then is to transfer that Digimon over into your current Vital Bracelet first, and then transfer it from your Vital Bracelet into the new app. So one example for Digimon, in this case I will need my original DIM card as well. So my Ancient Warriors DIM card will be needed in order to do this transfer. So here goes. Sending Digimon from app to the Vital Bracelet. It's been some time since I did this because I've basically raised all the Digimon I can up until the V3 DIM card. So I held off on the Digimon Frontier, like I said, because I wanted to save it for when my VB Vital Bracelet BE arrives. So yeah, here goes. As you can see, I need to insert my DIM first. So I'm going to insert my Ancient Warrior DIM card. Oh, strange. It failed. I have to try again. This doesn't usually happen. I think it's because it's been some time since I last used. So just have to be a little more careful. And sometimes it just doesn't work so well. Okay, now this is a little concerning. Okay, I'm just going to give it a pause and restart before I try again. Okay, I'm going to try again, and this time I'm going to use Digimon again. I think I was a little too rough when I was trying to insert my DIM, so let's hope this time it works. So now I'm just trying to get the scan in. Sometimes it's not very sensitive. I think that's something I don't really like about the app. It's just, it doesn't really detect the Vital Bracelet that well. Okay, so now I have to insert the DIM. Let's hope it works. Okay, so this time it works. I need to do it gently. It was a little too rough. And so you can see it's waiting. So now what's happening is actually it's downloading the data, the DIM's data, into the Vital Bracelet in order for the Digimon to be able to be loaded. So once it's done loading, you will see DIM accepted. So here's a quick tip when transferring all the Digimon over. As you can see, the process is taking quite a while to load each DIM. So if you have loaded the Ancient Warriors, for now I have Digimon, I should load all the Digimon that are from Ancient Warriors into the DIM card and do their transfer instead of switching the DIMs, because then every Digimon that I switch over I have to keep loading the DIM again and again. right? And then if I switch to Impulsity, then the next one, if it's Ancient Warriors, I have to load Ancient Warriors dim again. So now that I have Ancient Warrior within, after this transfer, I should transfer all the Digimon that are within the Ancient Warrior dims. As you can hear, my daughter is trying to ask me for a favor. Just trying to complete this transfer. Okay. I'll play it for you, okay? Okay. There we go. It took so long to do that first transfer. Okay, so this is just transferring Digimon from the old app to the Vital Bracelet. So those who are veterans on this, who have played this a lot, this process should not be too foreign for you. But how is it like on the new app? Now, in the new app, when you first load it up, basically you can select two options. Actually, several options, but relevant for this, actually you only have one, which is basically to select the traditional Vital Bracelet. But out of curiosity, right, you're supposed to select this Vital Bracelet series and then Digital Monsters. But out of curiosity, I wonder what happens if I try to transfer an old Digimon that is from the old Vital Bracelet into the new version. So let's give it a try and let's see if it actually works. But I think it will just glitch out, or maybe I'll lose my Digimon. Let's hope not, alright? So this is the new app, and we probably want to click send and try to transfer data, and let's go see if it works. I think it just won't be able to read the NFC data. See, it's just not detecting. So I'm guessing it's just not gonna work, even if we try to cheat the system. There you go, it just went out. I'm out. Okay, so on the other hand, I probably have to reload the environment because I'm supposed to load the app in the instance of the old Vital Bracelet, and in my case it will be the Vital Bracelet series, not the Vital Hero anyway. So there we go. Let's select this. You'll see that when you load it up, you already have a free Pulsemon and a Bulkmon over there. Wow. Okay, obviously. Okay, so let's try transferring that data back to the new app. So as you can see, you actually need to select the newer version. Oh great, it's just one tap. So just tap once and there we go. Digimon, successful transfer. And I have Digimon here. Press and hold for details. Okay, 5,000 vitals, AP 900, BP 3000. Interesting, no ability. Those are test characters, so they don't really appear in the codex. Let's see how does it appear in the codex. So now that I've loaded, you can see I've unlocked 4. So this is one problem, your progress is not going to be transferred if you do not have the Digimon with its path recorded. So all the Digimon that I've previously raised over here that was already completed, because I didn't store them, I didn't store, for example, like Magnamon or let's say Gold Vidramon, I didn't have a copy of it. And because I'm not able to transfer, basically this entry will not be filled unless I raise one more Gold Vidramon. So this is really going to be quite irritating, and I'm not sure if I'm going to revisit all these dim cards again, right? If I have time maybe, but maybe not. Like, I've already completed everything here. I'm not going to like redo everything. Like, this is just insane. And it's a little disappointing that they didn't manage to, you know, carry over all the progress that Fatima has done, right? So I think they could have executed this in a better way. By the way, this is how it is, and this is the long journey, the beginning of a long journey to transfer all the Digimon that I have. Let's see, I have about that's insane. So I have to transfer all these into the new app. So that's a lot. I think there are other tamers with a lot more Digimon, but let's see. I'll just record my process and you can see how long it's going to take, and then I'll also share how it's going to be like on the new app. Stay tuned. So I've just completed the onerous process of transferring all the Digimon that I have from the old app to the new app. And when I say all, honestly, it is not complete yet, and it still took me 3 to 4 hours. It is not complete because amidst all these Digimon that I managed to transfer, there are some that I still was unable to transfer because of some dim card failures. So this is really ridiculous. So for example, like my poor ancient Megatheriumon, or Kenowisemon. So basically my Blizzard Fang and my Gammamon dim card and my Jellymon card just refused to work, and it just kept failing. So all these Digimons that are stuck in the old app, I just can't transfer them out. So sadly, I have to leave them in the old app, and sadly they just won't see the light of day in the new app. So these are the ones I managed to transfer, and of course they are inside the repository. Like promised, I think the storage is unlimited, so that's great. But it's still sad that because of some of these dim card failures, that the Digimon are just stuck in the previous app. So another thing that I don't like about this transfer is that because the mechanism is dependent on the Digimon that you're transferring, that also means that the codex doesn't transfer over. So only those Digimon that you manage to transfer over, those records will be included in the codex. So as you can see, because I've transferred Alphorce Vidramon, Magnamon, as well as Imperial Dramon Fighter Mode, and all their prior evolutions will be recorded, but the rest are not recorded. You see, they're still blank. But in reality, in my old app, I did complete those evolution paths. So I did raise every single one of those Digimon, like Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode, right? And Togemon, etc. And Lydramon are all not recorded in this because the codex is not transferred. Only the Digimon's record is transferred. So weirdly, some of these DIMs, in fact all of these DIM cards, I've previously already completed. All these records are just wasted. They are not transferred to the new app, and that's a sad reality that most of us users will face, right? So weirdly, some of these DIM cards I managed, especially the Ryudamon and SPmon. After I realized that's the way they're handling the migration to the new app, I decided to store all of the Digimon that I was raising at the time, and I was already running the SPmon and Ryudamon DIM cards, so I managed to store all of them to ensure that I actually have a record of all the evolution paths, and I managed to transfer them into the new app, and that's why they're complete. Metal Rod, I just happened to keep most of them, so I just happened to be able to complete the DIM card as well. So the rest, unfortunately, I wasn't. So for example, like Agumon, there's no way I'm going to just redo every single thing. And same for the rest of the DIM cards, or worse, Blizzard Fang is not even going to appear because I'm not able to transfer the Blizzardmon DIM cards, Megatheriumon, that are actually stored, or Gammamon for that matter, or Jellymon. It's just really weird that they've executed it this way. Honestly, I'm not sure why they are not trying to port over the progress that the current users have made in the old app. All these records are in the Digidex, which in the old app there is the Bandai Namco ID, which honestly all this account information should be linked to there, and if so, it should be possible to try to transfer it over, but it seems like the new app doesn't have the Bandai Namco ID integration. So it doesn't seem like it's able to link to the Bandai Namco ID. I don't even know how this is backed up. Like, does this mean that if I delete my app, all that data is going to disappear? That it's really scary. So what if an app upgrade goes wrong and then all of my Digimon in here is going to disappear? So I really don't like the way that they've handled the codex. It just feels like all the progress that I've made previously is just wasted. In a way, I also feel fortunate that I've recorded all the Digimons that I've raised in YouTube videos. So honestly, I feel happy to have recorded all the journal logs, because now at least if I go back to my progress, I can't see this Digimon. I can just go back to my channel and revisit my journal logs, and they're all there. So I can enjoy looking at those Digimon again through my YouTube videos. So I think that's a plus point, but it still sucks for majority of the players who have diligently made progress on their older app and raising all these Digimon and completing them, and yet this progress is not transferred over to the new app. And honestly, it's not that they don't want to store, but remember, for those who have been playing, the storage is always limited. So it's not like you have been deleting the Digimon because you don't want to store them, but you have no way to store them because your storage is so limited. You can't store every single Digimon, and we are being punished for that limitation. That was supposed to be a fun mechanic to gain more storage capsules, but we were forced to delete them, and then because of that, we don't carry over the progress that we actually made in the past. So this is a really weird decision. Honestly, I hope they rethink this, and they do have till March 2023, because it's before this app is decommissioned. Maybe they can do something about it before March, but honestly I doubt so. It seems like Bandai has just moved into Vital Bracelet Arena completely, and is just going to forget about this old app and any progress that's been made before. So sadly, whatever progress you have made here is not going to fully transfer over unless you have the Digimon that has the evolution history that is transferred into the new app. That's how they can record some part of that progress, but it's not going to be everything, right? Other things in the old app that is not transferred because of their refusal to use the Bandai Namco ID is also the tamer profile stuff. Like, look at the tamer profile. Like, those people who have made progress in the tamer level, none of that is being transferred. You have all your V coins, all your items that you actually gained are also wasted, right? Your Digidex, your Digimon trained. And honestly, I'm not so particular about the trophy collection and the mouse, but there are people within the Discord community that I'm in that are really proud of the number of steps that they've taken and the miles that they've traveled. They really treat it like an exercise activity app, and they've been tracking their progress in making all these miles and steps, and all these are just wasted because there's no area to record all these in the new app. As you can see, there's nothing. This is sand, this is a sign, this codex, who is a win-loss record, which currently is not even maintained within the app. You have this gift box that doesn't have anything now, and your items are also just not there, and then there's just settings. So there's no place to record your exercise history aside from the fact that the Digimon themselves have some stats, right? So honestly, all these are just lost. And of course, even this dim cut progress, right, those that you have unlocked, and the blue and the icon lighting up to a specific color is actually signifying that you have actually cleared stage 15 of the dim cut, which is supposed to be a sort of an achievement for some of the dim cuts as you unlock a hidden evolution, or sometimes it's just bragging rights because you don't really need to defeat level 15 in order to get any secret evolutions, because there's none. But all these progress about defeating stage 15 is also gone, right? Because there's no indication of that within the new app. And aside from all these things that they are not carrying over, oh yes, and not to mention all the items that you have here is just wasted. So I kind of feel lucky that I didn't try to sell all these archives for coins, because all these coins are not going to carry over to the new app, and all these raid arenas. And yes, your profile plates. So how can I forget that? All the profile plates that we have worked painstakingly to unlock. I mean, those are the moment you insert the dim card, you unlock them. But what about those raid bosses? Like, come on, all these that we have been diligently participating in those raids to unlock those profile plates. These are just gone. Like, so what was the point of participating in all those raid battles? Because all these profile plates are not going to be transferred over. I really hope that Bandai can rethink this migration exercise that they're doing. Like, at least try to transfer some of this tamer progress that they've made, because they're really punishing the old players, or those that have been loyal to the product and service for about a year or so. And the last thing that I don't like about the migration service is that this codex that you have seen, this is under the Vital Bracelet series environment, right? And if you realize, I've been in the Vital Bracelet series digital monster settings. So this is where my codex is and where all my Digimon is. I can understand why that they want to segregate the old batch of Digimons from the newer batch. So basically, if you see, these are all the Digimons that I've raised in the Vital Bracelet that have transferred over to the new app, and they're all stored here. But if you go to the new Vital Bracelet BE digital monsters settings, you will not see any of those Digimon. They are basically segregated, right, in different environments. So I can understand why the Digimon is segregated, because the newer Digimons will have different stats, as you can see. Like this Battle Gamamon already has AP 1200. That's crazy. Like, if you go back to the old app that I showed, AP 1200 is like a mega level stat, right? HP 3600. I think even Imperial Dramon Paladin mode doesn't have that. So just take note of this: 3006, 1002, 5200. If you look at Imperial Dramon Paladin mode, his stats is almost All Force V Dramon. Battle Gamamon has better stats than All Force V Dramon. All Force V Dramon has a HP of 3000 and 1100 and BP 4250. So Battle Gamamon stats are way higher than this. Imperial Dramon Paladin mode has 2600 HP. His AP is a little higher and BP is 5001. It's lower than Battle Gamamon. So come on, the mega level is having comparable stats to the champion. So I understand why they segregate, because honestly the power creep is just crazy in the new series. But check this out, look at Codex, it's empty. So honestly, you can say, oh, you know, the Digimon is different, so let's not mix them up, right? Because their stats are different, so there's no point, you'll confuse people when you mix them up. But the Codex is just universal, right? It's all dim, and the bracelet B is supposed to be able to connect to the old dim. So why is the Codex not appearing? So I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised, because when I read the announcements on how they're going to do the migration, I sort of guessed that the fact that in the older series they are going to transfer the Digimon to a segregated part in the app, and the only way the Codex will be ported over in terms of the data would be the Digimon transfer. I sort of guessed that that's how they're going to do the Codex handling in a new part of Bracelet B as well, that probably is just segregated content. But so I expected it, but I'm still disappointed. It's just, why is it handled this way? Because honestly, then this just looks crazy, right? It's just empty. Which is also the reason why I decided to hold off loading my newer dim, the Frontier EX. So I've had the Frontier EX for a while now, I think about 1 to 2 months, and I didn't load it into my Digivice V because I decided to wait for my Digivice VV to come, because I knew that this is just how they're gonna handle it. So if that's the case, and that's probably they're just they're just archiving the old Digimon and the old Vital Bracelet, right? So I'm not gonna let them archive my Digimon Frontier experience, my Digimon Frontier dims. I'm going to load them into the Bracelet BE, and let's see. I think, if I'm not mistaken, from the way that I've understood the information flow that they've shared, is that if you load a DIM that is not BEM generation, so the new generation of DIM cards are BEM, right? BE memory. So the older DIM cards that are compatible to your Digivice V, Vital Hero, or a Vital Bracelet in the old generation, they are compatible to Bracelet BE, and when you connect those to the Bracelet BE, and when you transfer those Digimon into the Bracelet BE environment, the codex will also appear. So I think when I connect my Frontier DIM to the Bracelet BE, or my Digivice VV for that matter, they should appear here in this codex, right? Not in the old container, because I'll be transferring those Frontier Digimon, like Suzanomon, for example, into the Bracelet BE container, right? In this environment. And they also mentioned that if it's from the older generation, they will not have the special ability. So this new, for the new BEMs, the Digimons that are raised, they will have this special ability that now for this test Digimon it says no ability. New BEM Digimons will have a special ability that's random and it's supposed to give some special unique element to this Digimon, so that no two Digimon is exactly the same. Aside from the stats that make them unique, you also have this ability at the side that makes it even more special. So it's fun. But if that DIM that you have loaded into the Bracelet BE is from the old gen, then they don't have the ability. So what they will do is to compensate those Digimon with additional stats. So Suzanomon, which is from the Frontier DIM, which is from the EX generation, from the older generation of DIM cards, it will not have the special ability, but it will have some way of special stats to compensate for the fact. You can also connect some of the older DIMs that you have, like Primeval Warriors, and put Imperial Dragon Paladin mode in, or your Guilmon, so Dukemon Crimson mode, or also known as Gallantmon Crimson mode, in, and he will get special stats, right? But basically you need to connect to the Bracelet BE in order for that to happen, in order for Dukemon or Gallantmon Crimson mode to appear. And yeah, the compensation of the stats makes sense, because if you take, for example, like I've shown you, Imperial Dragon Paladin mode, its stats is lower than Battle Gamma mode. So those old Digimon definitely need the newer stats boost in order to be in any way competitive to the newer gen of the BEM Digimon. It's interesting. It kind of feels nostalgic in a sense, because if you think about how the older VPads work, in the 1990s, you have the brick VPad. Those virtual pads have a significant lower stats compared to the Digimon Pendulum, which was released later. And the concept was that the older brick VPads are from the Far Island, and then eventually you move into the bigger continent, and in the bigger continent is where the Digimon Pendulum generation of Digimons are, and their stats are significantly higher. Like the Rookie has the stats of an ultimate Digimon from Far Island. So I think that's kind of what they're doing with the BEM compared to the older generation of Vital Bracelet, that the Rookies already have the stats of a strong ultimate mega level. Like I think Gammamon here, his stats is comparable to Alphor's Vidramon stats that you saw. So it's kind of interesting that they're doing this. I'm excited, don't get me wrong, I'm excited about the BEM and Bracelet BE. I just feel like the older players' loyalty has not been honored, because the progress has not been carried over. At least letting the codex appear would have been nice. You don't have to backward compatible all the old Digimon to have boosted stats straight away. I think that would make new players unhappy, because they'll be like, hey, I don't have so many Digimon, right? So all the old players veterans will just dominate the scene. So I understand why it's a fresh reset when it comes to the arena part and the battling part. and the stats part of it. But Codex is just basic. It's like Pokédex equivalent for Digimon, and all that record of raising those Digimon is something that many tamers have put a lot of effort in, including myself. So it's just wasted. Firstly, it's containerized in a separate segment, and it's not even complete because it doesn't carry over the complete progress. And the worst part is it's not even showing up in the newer part of the app. So it's just really strange that they handle it this way. Bandai, if you're listening, please just use the Bandai Namco ID to do that migration. It makes a lot more sense, and it doesn't feel like a betrayal, honestly. Okay, but that's the renting part of it, and I just feel like still so much wasted potential. All the tamer data that could have been transferred is just gone, right? So goodbye, sadly, old app. Okay, but let's move to a more positive message. Honestly, the new app looks really fun. I've tried a few battles, and I think what's really fun about this battle system is that you can mix and match. So you have two Digimons, you can form a battle formation, and that allows me to do this. I can basically put Imperial Dramon Paladin mode as my first choice in battle, and Alphonse V-Dramon, I can pair them up. You can also pair these up with really interesting combinations. I can put Imperial Dramon Paladin mode and fighter mode, or I can even put Imperial Dramon Paladin mode teaming up with Gallantmon Crimson mode, right? So, and by doing so, you can get into interesting battle animations from here. So let's see. Okay, maybe I should try Imperial Dramon Paladin mode and Dukemon Crimson mode. Why? Because one is vaccine and one is virus, and by doing so, they'll cover each other regardless of the type of at least if I encounter a data type Digimon, I can use Gallantmon Crimson mode to handle the weakness. And if I encounter a virus type, and I can use Paladin mode to handle. So I take care of two attributes. So this is quite cool for you to think about how you're teaming up against an enemy, and in terms of team formations when you're battling in the arena. So it's quite cool. Currently in the arena, it seems like there's only free battle and training battle. So strangely, in the first time that I load up this button, they did have an explanations screen explaining different kinds of battles. There's actually one more that is not showing up here. I think it's basically the rank matches. So these are free battles, training battles that doesn't really change your rank. And they also say that the moment you participate in any of these battles, you will get a deduction of vital value. So unlike the traditional app, when you participate in the arena battle, you usually use tickets to partake. It seems like you're using vital values to join a match. And true enough, after I've joined a match and fought in a battle, the vital values drop by 300 each for those that participated. The weird part that I don't understand in this new system is that after the vital values have dropped and you participated in a battle, even if you have won a battle, the vital values do not go up. So in the current app, when you partake in a battle, after you win a battle, your Digimon will actually gain vital values. So it will, depending on the evolution stage of the Digimon you're fighting as well. If it's Mega against Mega, you get 500 for winning. Over here, it doesn't seem like that's what's happening. There was a cost and there was a reduction in vital value, but there was no gain after winning the battle. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say I'm using Imperial Dramon Paladin mode and Dukemon Crimson mode, and I just joined a random match. So just press random match and see if you hit anything. I think because not a lot of the players are online now, sometimes I get matched against CPU, but sometimes I do get matched against normal players. Okay, here we go. So this is obviously a veteran. He is using his team of virus and vaccine Digimon. The previous times that I tried, I just encountered like Gamamon and Battle Gamamon, and I don't know if the stats are the old stats or the newer stats. So this is going to be interesting. The battle system is a little more engaging. In the past, it's just a matter of tapping and maximizing the power bar, but nowadays it's about tapping onto this continuous combo. In a minute you'll see what I mean. Before we start, you actually flip a coin, so to determine who goes first. And I think the app still has some connectivity issues. Yesterday when I was trying this out, it just showed this loading screen for a long time, and suddenly I'm in turn 2, and I was like, what happened to the first turn? So did I just lag out? Let's see. I don't know if the same thing is happening. Okay, so finally, I wonder if they're gonna show me who he has chosen. Oh, it seems like he's chosen. I got second attack order. So Digimon antibody. Here we go. Boom. So that's how, when it's defending, is similar. It's like you're trying to get the maximum kind of defense by tapping on the maximum bar, right? But when you're attacking, it gets a little more interesting. So this is how it looks like. Choose attack. Ooh, miss. Oh, I got 9 because I missed 1 or 2 of them. So let's see. Boom. Okay. Cool. Defend. Excellent. Excelente. Okay, seems like he did better on the combo this time. Ooh. No, Paladin, stay alive. Let's go. The W attack is cool. It's like a combination attack. I only hit 8. I was able to hit like 20 previously, but not so lucky this time. Let's give it a shot. Stay alive. Oh, that timed it badly. Okay, he didn't do so well on the attack either. So let's see. Oh, alright, Paladin mode. Let's finish this. Let's go. Oh man, I don't know why I hit that. Maybe that's this recording thing is making me nervous. Blame it on the audience. Okay, here we go. So Omegamon SWAT. I wouldn't want to twat this. Maybe it's type. Oh no, but it's virus type. Oh man. Oh. Okay. I think Imperial Dramon might actually lose. I don't want him to die. Okay, I think I have to use the W attack. Let's see. And it's a good time to showcase how it looks like. Oh, it's max. Let's see how it goes. I've never used it in max before. Wow. See? Tag team. Boom. It's really powerful. Oh. Yay. Okay. So here, you see, they've won. And it's the victory screen, which means that they've won. But it's really strange that the vital values don't go up. So here's the evidence, right? I'm not joking. So you get 300 vital values deducted from each of them, but after the victory, their vital values are still deducted with 300. So where do we gain the vital values? Does that mean that the more battles that I partake in, their vital values will just keep dropping? And then what's the point in battling? How does the mechanism work? It seems like they're changing a lot of things up. Like in the past, you would need oh wow, it's 0 now. Wow, like I don't even get it. So it's even worse than I expected. The previous time I did, it was Vidramon and Imperial Dramon fighter mode, and their vital values dropped by 300 just to partake in a battle. But this time, and I actually sent them back into the old app, because the old app had tons of items still, so I was feeding them vital value codes just to keep their vitals up, and then I send them back to the new app, and that's why their vital values are restored to maximum at 5,000. But what is this? So what does this mean? Like it's 0 vital values, like after defeating. Okay, no. So the 0 was probably a bug, as you can see. Yeah, so it's 300. Okay, so fine. Maybe I was being too harsh, but yeah, still 300 gone. So what? Like, how do I restore my vital values? Does it mean that when I partake in new battles, I have to, when the vital values are low, I have to transfer them to the Vital Bracelet BE and rock on and try and increase the vital values back to maximum? Because I think the evolution criteria still will require battles as well as vital values. So how then do you do this? It's so intensive. It's like you have to use vital values to partake in battle, so your vital values will drop, but you need to quickly increase your vital values to reach the evolution requirement for vital values, and then you need to expand vital values by battling again, because there are battle requirements in order for you to evolve, right? So if I'm not mistaken, although this is the old codex, we need to see the new ones, but it's quite clear, right? You still need your 20, in this case PP would be trophies, or like the activities that you partake, probably 25 battles, and you still need 7,000 vitals, and of course the victory percentage must be there. So how then do you battle, and every time you battle your vital values will drop? Then it's going to be very hard to hit the 25 battles and yet still have 7,000 vital values. So I don't fully understand this new mechanic. I'm hoping that it's just because they don't want people to spam the free battles. So if it's a free battle or training battle, you spend 300 vital values, but there's no gain. But maybe if it's a ranked match, then you actually gain in vital values. And of course, the old mechanic of the Bracelet BE, when you battle, you will gain vital values. I hope they keep it the same. Otherwise, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's going to be really hard to keep up with the vital values when vital values are used as a currency to engage in battles, and that's going to be crazy. I think that's too intensive for me. But we'll really know when we finally get the Bracelet BE, and I'm really excited about it. I've just got a notification that my Digivice VV is shipped, so I'm waiting, fingers crossed, that I'll get it sometime this week. And if so, I will do an unboxing video, and then I will do a recording to showcase how it actually interacts with the Bracelet BE. So obviously when it comes, the first BEM that I'll be loading is the Imperial Dramon dim, because I think it's really clear. One of my favorites would be the Imperial Dramon Paladin mode. So I'm gonna try to raise it as quickly as possible, and I'll record them religiously as well. I will journalize all the Digimon logs, and this time I think it's great that the app still has all this Digidex information, so you can really read off the profile, and I really like reading about the Digimon that I race. So it's kind of similar to how it was done in the Digidex format as well. So the only thing that I feel is a bit of a miss compared to the old app is that in the old app, they actually feature the original artwork. So if you have the Vital Bracelet, you already are able to appreciate how the sprite looks like, right? Although it's a little small, but you know, when you tap in, you actually see the original art. And of course, when they're fighting, when you use a special mega attack, you actually see a flash of the artwork, which is nice because it's rare. We watch this Digimon on anime, but we don't get to appreciate their artwork very often. So this is a really good time for us to appreciate how the Digimon looks like in its artwork form. But in the new app, they just showcase the sprite, not the artwork. So I don't know how I feel about this. The sprite looks good, and especially the close-up makes you appreciate their effort more. Like when it's this big, you realize how much detail has gone into making Imperial Dramon Paladin modes a sprite. So that's nice. But I still miss the fact that I could see the artwork, because we don't usually look at the artwork, or we don't get a chance to look at the artwork, right? Which looks great. But yeah, more importantly is the profile is still there, so I like reading the information here. Like Imperial Dramon Fighter mode is an ancient dragon warrior transformed into its legendary paladin mode with the power of Holy Knight Omegamon. And then you read on about all these details. And once again, I like to diss about this. Sometimes the profile's description is a little overpowered. Like they describe the Digimon like it's like the strongest Digimon in the world, and it's just a champion or an ultimate Digimon. So one classic example would be Togemon. I've mentioned this a few times in my notes. In my earlier logs, I tend to put all these thoughts in the description of my videos or my journal logs. So if you're interested, you can read them. But I think in the future, I will just narrate them as I do a screen record of the journal logs as well. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. See, whoa, one of the special moves, Enigma, attacks the opponent's spirit, and Nightmare Syndrome. Any Digimon struck by either move ceases to function. Like seriously, any Digimon that's hit by its Black Orb will just cease to function. And apparently it's like, whoa, it's one of the strongest Digimon apparently. Like resembles the Digix intrinsic to Circle of Life. But yeah, basically it describes it like it's the strongest Digimon in the world, but it's just Togemon, you know, and it's actually one of the weakest ultimates in terms of stats when you're battling. So it's quite funny. I cannot remember what else. I think Metal Greymon's description is also quite overpowered. Oh, nuclear warhead and can annihilate any low-level Digimon without trace. But at least they acknowledge that it's a low-level Digimon. Some of the older ones are always, most powerful class of Digimon, right? So it's terrifying destructive power, most powerful class, and then it's just Mamimon, right? So but yeah, sometimes it's just quite funny to see the different types of exaggerated description, you know, of these Digimons, and it's still gonna be there in the new app, so I really like it. I will continue recording all the Digimons that I raised on the BEM, and it will be in the BEM format. So while I've transferred the Digimon here, honestly, this is just going to stay archived. I'll hardly touch the Vital Bracelet series going forward. Going forward, it will be under the Bracelet BE series, and the Digimon VV will come with two BEMs. The first one being Imperial Dramon Paladin mode, Imperial Dramon BEM, and the other being Gammamon BEM. So I will activate those two. I will raise Imperial Dramon BEM first, followed by Gammamon, and then I will run the Frontier EX DIMS on the Bracelet BE, and then we can see for ourselves how the codex actually looks like, and what kind of compensated stats we'll see for the older generation of Digimon that appears in the BE environment, right? But until then, I think that's all. I hope you found this video useful in terms of how the old app and the new app works, how to transfer the Digimon over to the new app, and how it compares. I think I've shared my thoughts and basically complaints about how the migration could be handled better. I don't know how you feel about it. Feel free to leave some comments below. But yeah, I think the arena battles are fun. I think you've seen how it goes, and it'll be great to experience it when we actually get our bracelet Bs. So I hope you have ordered. If you haven't, it's still available for pre-order on some sites, also on Amazon. In the JP Amazon site, it's available still as well. So this is the new generation of BE. It's very, very clear that Bandai is abandoning the older models, right? This is it. You future-proof your Digimon experience by getting the bracelet BE. That's it. And then there will be new BEMs that will be released for the bracelet BE, and you can even use the bracelet BE to load your older DIMs. So if you're interested in some of the older Digimons that were in Vital Bracelet, no worries, you can just load those older DIMs to your bracelet BE, and it's backward compatible. So bracelet BE is just the way to go, and you should just get one of them if you haven't, rather than getting some of the older models, which I presume will be going on hefty discounts. But honestly, those will not be the way you want to experience it, because the older models will not be able to load the newer BEMs. So don't waste your time on the discounted older models. Just get a BE if you are looking to get into this. That's my advice. All right. Otherwise, I hope you found this video useful. If you like what you've seen, don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep looking out for my playlist. I'm still journalizing and recording all the Digimons that I raised on the bracelet, as well as some of the Brick V pads. I'm definitely going to record the Digimon colored version because I bought version 1 and version 2, so I'm going to record all those journal logs as well of all the Digimons that I raised. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time when I'm doing my unboxing. Bye!